Have you ever looked at an artwork you made a year ago and thought, wow, this is such a good concept, but goddamn is it ugly? No? Well, I have, and so today, I'll be redoing an old drawing. To do this, we will need an old artwork, meaning we will have to go through my old cringelord art. Why the hell did I agree to this again? So these are my old sketchbooks. As you can see, we have quite a few to choose from. So this doesn't take 55 years. I'm just gonna pick this one, these two watercolor ones. Alright, let's go. It's really old drawings, kinda cringe. Yeah, there's just a lot of edgy stuff in here. I don't wanna get kicked off the platform yet. Oh, now this is interesting. Bro, what is that skin color? I don't think this is how it was supposed to be. This face is also actually super pretty. This might be a good contender, but I think I might cut it off here, and we'll just do the top half as a portrait. So let's get going. Alright, now that we have our semi-anatomically awkward artwork selected, let's get to drawing. The sketching went super smoothly, probably because I used the exact same pose as the old artwork. I'm so original, I know. I did balance out the pose a bit more to make it look less awkward than the old one did. Like, what is he even doing there? Is he leaning away from his own hand? Is it like stingy or something? I don't know. As for the character design, I kept it pretty much the same, except I moved the long hair to the other side for composition purposes, and changed some of the ear jewelry. Yeah, maybe my OCs didn't have the best lore back then, but at least they look decent. Then I also lined it with the same brush that I sketched with, that I've mentioned in another video. I love this brush. It gives me kind of like an airy feeling, and it counteracts my perfectionism in a weird way. I don't know how to explain, that's just how it is. Then I defined his facial features, and now he looks much more like what I wanted him to look back then. AKA pretty vicious bastard that is not afraid of his own damn hand. Like, come on, your hand can't be that stinky. I also love giving every freaking OC like exactly 3 eyelashes and sharp nails. And this is maybe also why he has same face syndrome with my current OC, Deus. But, you know, since this is a one-time drawing and they have completely different color schemes, let's just pretend that I'm not a hypocrite. By the way, I didn't use a ref for the hand in this artwork because I'm just that good. Just kidding, this is the one hand pose I can draw from memory. I really love the chunky jewelry for some reason. It tickles my brain. He's supposed to look like he ran into a jewelry store and just stole the most obnoxious shit he could find. Then I'm putting down flat colors and debating if his hair should be even more pale than his skin. Honestly, this man has probably banned the sun from even looking at him. Same, by the way. I got together some more old drawings of this character and found a description of him. So, his name is Severe, which is French and means something along the lines of taking action. The personality traits I wrote down for him are literally egoistic, narcissistic, and psychopathic, so you know he's a real nice guy. He's a real treat to be around. Further traits are he can do everything, loves jewelry, and mostly wears comfy but good looking clothes. And then another very important note, do not make him angry. Ever. Absolutely great guy. And 100% not a villain at all. Of course I would never make villain OCs. He's basically god complex personified, except he's an actual god, so it's not a complex anymore at this point. And he's also, quote unquote, always the tallest person in the room. What are you compensating for, bro? And in case you think this is just an especially edgy OC of mine, you're wrong. All of my OCs were like this, trust me, bro. And the worst part is, they are still like this. I am cringe, but I am free. Epic shading tip. Put down a brush stroke, leave one edge hard, and blend out the other. Very sexy, 10 out of 10, would use every single time. You can see it all throughout this artwork. I really use it every single time. I also like to put a saturated color on the edge of the shadow and added weird green highlights on the skin for the Shrek moment, because we all know he is the perfect specimen. The hair shading also turned out very edible. It's the exact same thing as I did on the skin shading with the hard edge, soft edge stuff. Blah blah, you've heard me talk about it. And for some reason, back then, I made his eyes two-colored with turquoise and purple because he's just so quirky. And I also decided to make the gems on his earring the same color as his eyes. I also gave him eyeshadow because I cannot have a single character that looks even slightly straight. Plus some weird freaking fantasy writing on his collarbones and throat tendon boys. What the f are throat tendon boys? Why did I write that into the script? What the f are they actually called? Throat anatomy. Okay, they're called sternocleidomastoid. And I'm sure you all know what I mean now. So why is there writing on his sternocleidomastoids? I don't know. I thought it looked cool. Maybe it's some kind of curse. Or maybe it's there to make you look down so he can tell you, my eyes are up here, perv. Then I took a break to procrastinate on the gold because just shaded it so many times that I know exactly what I want to do to make it look nice and shiny. I'm a hypocrite, I know. And eventually I got some references for the gold, because using refs is the most Chad move you can do when you feel like you don't know how to draw something. All my ref homies look like this. And now the gold looks very sexy, very edible. Now besides getting actual physical references of golden jewelry that's kind of in a similar shape to what I was drawing, it's also always a good idea to take some art references of artists who draw gold in a way that you really enjoy. In this case, I picked one of Cavanosi's pieces. Hello, this is Editing Will, here to remind you to smash the like button. Also, I'm curious if you guys have a preference, if I should have my model on screen at all times, or if it's a bit too distracting and you'd rather have a PNG there. Now let's get back to the video. Then I move on to doing some dramatic lighting shit because I can't not do that and I have to flex as hard as possible. I struggled a while with figuring out what kind of lighting setup I actually wanted to go with, but I settled for something that's pretty simplistic, with mostly a rim light from the right side lighting up the edges of a silhouette. This is something that I've been doing for ages that I think I've gotten quite good at. So it's just a little easy trick for me to make my art look a bit more interesting when nothing really insane is going on otherwise. And in contrast to that, the background is just a basic ass gradient because who the hell cares about the background? You have an almost naked man to stare at, why would you even notice the background exists? Here's a little time lapse of the whole drawing. Okay, drum roll. Get ready. Here's the old stinky version. Ew. Okay, drum roll please. And now here's the new version. Whoa. Just kidding, we all know this is the superior version. Alright, check out this video next if you enjoy watching me suffer. Thanks for watching. Will out. Oh my god, this camera setup is horrible by the way. I cannot move anything anywhere. It's absolutely atrocious.